Welcome back to Vault Zero. I don't know what happened to stream number 3. It's not showing up in my video manager for Twitch, and that means I can't upload it to Bookface. Or BoobTube. But anyway, let's move on, shall we? I am experiencing some odd bugs with this one as well, though not nearly as bad as the critical bug that crippled Vault 911. Now, the bug I am experiencing with Vault Zero is objectives related. I sent Grumpy out I sent Grumpy out yesterday, and this never procced, even though he was out for like nearly 3 hours. So I'm going to send Grumpy out again, and hope it was just some glitch from yesterday. He's got plenty of sim packs, so he should be able to make it for 2 hours. And of course we've got a ton of cats, because, you know, I haven't been doing any expanding or anything off camera. So what have we unlocked? We have unlocked a radio station. Build it right now. We're going to put it here. And let's see if we've got anyone who's got high charisma. Harold Madison, basically. I was able to set up hotkeys in BlueStacks here in order to do zooming. It's actually not that hard. You click on the keyboard icon down here, click on the pencil icon, and then choose what you want to set key binds for. I went for zoom, and I used 0 and 9 for mine. So now I can zoom in and zoom out. Yeah. Raider. I think we've got a couple of weapons that Grumpy picked up, so we have like 3 weapons. Pistol, a pistol, and a shotgun. Hopefully we'll be able to handle raiders a bit easier. Zoom out so I can get a better way of clicking on them. I cannot heal you, damn it! I gave all my stim packs away. Ah, you'll be fine. I can't rush while there's an incident going on. Can't upgrade either. We're counting on you, Grumpy. We need resources from the wasteland. Well, we haven't lost anybody yet. You two came... Actually, you didn't come close at all, did you? You're both at like half. This looks like less from a widescreen view. Yeah, still, I got you out of there before anything too untoward happened. Can we upgrade? Not yet. Can we upgrade any of their power plants? Technically we could, yes. But I don't think we're in a power deficit. I think what, if anything, we should be expanding the med bay and getting more stim packs created. Yep, 3 stim packs. Incidentally, I have done the math, for those of you who are curious. It actually gets you better results if you have 2x med bays instead of a 3x and a single. Because a 3x will get you 4 stim packs, and a single gets you 1. But a 2x gets you 3. So you have 2x's next to each other, you get 6 instead of 4. That's a fun little factoid. Can I expand it again? I'd like to get it up. Nope, not quite yet. Need a few hundred more caps. Not too worried about the rataways. Let's put you up here. Get those stim packs coming in a little bit faster. Always good to have someone creating rataways, though. We don't really have too much of a radiation worry right now, so maybe I will throw you up here. We've got 8 rataways, which should do well for now. But now we can produce a lot more stim packs. Or stims. No. So if you can manage it, it probably would make more sense to have a 4x grid of medical. But as you can see, I can't put a 4th one over here, only a 3rd one. So I'm just going to put a 3rd one here. Maybe I'll build a 2nd medical facility elsewhere. Can I build a 3rd one? No, I need 100 more caps. Collect water. What are my odds of rushing this room? 29%? That's not too bad. Well, you can repair Mr. Handy's. You know that, right? It's like 2,000 caps to repair one. So yeah, you spend real world money for it, but you can definitely repair them. And I agree with Gopher. If I'm paying real world money for Mr. Handy's, I have no problem with repairing them, even on a Dead is Dead playthrough. Let's see here. I'd like to rush rooms like this, because the 1x rooms with 2 people in it, the chance of an incident, even if it's high, is pretty easy to manage. Let's give this one a try, shall we? So we need water for our main objective. That's true, that's true. If you start a new vault, they're gone. And if you hit 200 and give up on your vault, they're gone. That's a very true point. Did we give you someone in the vault? So we have a DG. Yes, we do. We need some healing, but right now we're low on stimps. That's not a bad idea, honestly. Why don't you should send a letter off to Bethesda, say, can you bind Mr. Handy to the save game slot? So if you put a new save in that same slot, you keep the Mr. Handys. I can't think of too many microtransaction systems where, you know, it's one game specific. They're usually account bound in some way. Need about 40 more caps. Expand out our Stimpaks to max. Excellent, 601 caps. Is that going to be enough to place our third med bay? So I mentioned before about the rule about how you have to have more than the minimum. I got exactly 1 cap left. It's going to take them 10 minutes, but that'll produce 4 stimps. Can I throw anyone else in there who has high intelligence? Angela's mostly... Sandra. Yeah, not really. No. 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 Intelligence feels like it's the best I'm gonna get. You're already healing up pretty well, aren't you? You guys are in pretty bad shape, but you're healing up pretty quickly. Seven minutes. I was not telling you to go there, DG. Denise Shaw would work. Find a click on Denise Shaw. There we go. And you're pretty generic, Sandra. There, maximum Stimpak production. That's very true. That would certainly be crazy, wouldn't it? Like you make you spend a lot of time building up your vault to 200, buy a lot of Stimpaks, Mr. Handies, and then you delete it to put something else on the same save slot. And because of what we just talked about previously, you've now got like 2,500 lunchbox to start, and like 100 Mr. Handies. That could be a bit insane. Alright, how long will it take you guys to produce Stimpaks for me? 4 minutes. That's not too bad. Screw it. Oh no, the room is on fire. Whatever will we do? Mr. Handies are pretty useful. You know, maybe at one point I actually will buy a pack of Mr. Handies. It's only about $4 for a pack of 5. And if I were to put them on level 1 and 2, they would certainly be very useful, because those are 2 heavy resource areas. Plus they also help fight fires, and they'll fight raiders and other things. So they're useful all around. Besides, but the big question, but I'll probably end up doing it on my Android one instead of the BlueStacks here. Because I'm not quite sure about, you know, using my credit card through BlueStacks. You know, I'd much rather put my credit card in if I'm using my iPhone or my Android device as opposed to an emulated Android device. You know, just kind of, it's a kind of weird thing. You know, I'm emulating an Android, and then I'm going to put my credit card information into an emulator to process real-world money, and it doesn't seem like a stable enough system that would work. You know? How's Grumpy doing? Grumpy has already found a pistol. And 8 caps. Especially considering that, as I said before, the objectives here are bugging out on me. I suppose theoretically, yeah, I could transfer the save to my tablet. That would overwrite Vault 911 since they're both in slot 1. I mean, like I said, I suppose it's theoretically possible. Though I wonder if that means I could transfer Vault 911 to my computer. Maybe it's something I will try later, as I will plug my tablet into my computer and see if I can grab the save game. Hello, Stacks. Where are ya? You'd be underneath my main data folder. Open in a new window. Taking a look at my BlueStacks folder. Let's see what information I can find here. AppSync. Shared folder. Offload. No. Library. App Stores icons, my apps. That's just the icons. No. Input mapper. Plus the map inputs, obviously. Gadget. AppSync. Not that. Under announcements. Android. No, not there. So I'm not sure where they would be under BlueStacks. Logs, no. So I'm not seeing anything that looks like it's save data for Fallout Shelter. But again, I have to figure out where those saves are. And I'm not quite sure. I'm not seeing anything. Okay, our next goal is to get up to 750 caps, because I want to upgrade this facility. Let's take a look. Open a link in a new window. Android Data FS folder. I actually don't have that. Here. We go to monitor capture and pause BlueStacks. This is useful information for anyone else who wants to do this in the future, so I will do it on stream. But here we go. Here's my BlueStacks main folder, which has a BlueStacks subfolder. There's Android, data. That's what's in data. Here's what's in SD card. Here's what's in just Android itself. Here's locals, logs, and it's not anything in here. Ah, Explorer! I see. There we go. What I'm trying to do is find the App Store again. Nope, not that. One of these, presumably? I'm guessing it's this one. Explorer Speed Software. Yeah, looks like it. Got that download, and we'll switch back over to Fallout Shelter. Yeah, I did that. I had Fallout Shelter minimized. Didn't actually log out. But of course, if you don't log out properly, that can screw you over horribly. But I'm a little bit worried about Grumpy here, because like I said previously, I had him out for like 3 hours the other day, and this never completed. So I had this sinking suspicion that for some reason the way BlueStacks works might mean that I have to have him out for 2 hours while I'm inside of the game. So we'll see, because he's been out now for 23 minutes. We'll go for about an hour-long stream, and we'll see if it updates to an hour. If it does, well, then we may end up going for a 2-hour stream. Try and complete that damn objective. He died. I wonder if there's an iPhone emulator as well. Like, does BlueStacks have a way of emulating the iPhone? So I would love to import my Vault 69 from my iPhone and just show people my vault with 212 people in it. So they know I ain't just blowing smoke. I know how to manage a vault. Yeah, I don't really do save hacking. Though, the more I play this, the more I start wondering, can I mod Fallout Shelter? Also, I don't know if you've noticed, DG, but up on my boob tube, I put up 2 new videos for Skyrim. One is a preview of my Practical Female Armor compilation mod, and the other is a video overview of the current build of the Guard Armor Overhaul 1.5.5. Well, you see, here's the thing I'm thinking. Once I've gotten a little bit better feel for working with the system icons in here, if there's a way of actually seeing what's inside of the lunch boxes, like if you can actually see the contents of it, theoretically you could drop something else into it. So, for example, I could drop in, say, a Deathclaw as a potential, you know, dweller. Or some horribly overpowered weapon from one of my mods as a drop you can get from a lunchbox. Or possibly upgrading Mr. Handy to a Mr. Gutsy. Yeah, I actually have on my iPhone, I got a Mr. Handy from a lunchbox. Hi, Paladin. Web of Trust is not like I Paladin. So, does Web of Trust like Mobile One Studios? And the rad roaches are starting to spread. Get in there. Get back there. Let them starve. This may kill our entire vault. Or not. Stop running around everywhere so I can click on your asses. Whoa. That was pretty close. Nearly lost somebody. Grumpy, how are you doing? 31 minutes. Only found one gun. And a few caps. Keep tight, keep tight, keep tight. Let's take a quick look to see Explorer. Alright. Nope, that's not the one I wanted. Data. There we go. Vault 1 save. There we go. So it's underneath storage, SD card, Android, data, COM, Bethsoft, Fallout Shelter, and there's your saves, folks. I'm not too worried about copy and paste it, I just want to know where it is. Theoretically, though, I could, yes, you're right, I could probably take my vault on my tablet and name it Vault 2. The only thing that leaves now is to find a way of importing my Android save, and I'm looking at iPaladin as a potential option, which I'll download and install later. Plugging my tablet into my computer right now. Exactly. There it is, com.fallout shelter. Files. And there's Vault 1. So I found it on my tablet. I am currently looking at my tablet's file structure to see if I can grab Vault 911 from it. But it is being very persnickety. Kill 20 Queeches in the wasteland. That one's procking at least. It's you should have put in over 9,000! Rebooting my tablet so it's acting parschnickety. That might be a fun feature for this show. Hacking Fallout Shelter 101. Show up on my screen, tablet. I am trying to take a look at you. Also, yes, those are all my hard drives. Sure, why not? These are all my hard drives, folks. Well, check it out next off camera. Waiting for my damn tablet to boot up. Well, you know, if you have over 9,000 of them, there's a chance of you getting a Mr. Handy. At least one. Alright, computer. Will you detect my tablet or not, please? It is not detecting my tablet at the moment. Kill 20 creatures in the wasteland. How are you doing, Grumpy? 45 minutes. We're about to hit the 1 hour mark. Let's switch back to BlueStacks while I wait for my tablet. There we go. Now my tablet's opening up. Android. Well, I mean, he wanted to see a Mr. Handy. I think we've all want to experience Mr. Handy. Besides, you know, he's supporting Bethesda, and Bethesda deserves support. Yeah, I'm kind of surprised that was actually real, because I had something happen to me like that happen to me on my stream, and then someone else donated. No, what was it? $99,999,999.99. Then I knew I was being trolled. But apparently the $1,000 tip he got cleared, so, you know. Good on ya, Gotha. Good on ya. Ooh, 800 caps. We are at our price point. Upgrading the power station. We've now got all of our rooms, I think, are fully upgraded. Or at least upgraded once. Yeah, so I haven't upgraded that. I haven't upgraded that. So really, it's just our two small power rooms that are fully upgraded. Every time I try and do anything with the Android folder here, it crashes itself. So let's see if I can just copy the entire Android folder to my desktop. And I can peruse it at my leisure. tactics. Whoa! Crap, we lost somebody. I couldn't react fast enough. We have our first casualty. Ruth Perry has died in Vault 0. Ruth Perry. 9:49 a.m. 10:12:15. Yes, I want to remove the dead dweller. Our first casualty of Vault 0, everybody. Dead is dead. Well, now that I can actually zoom in and out, I find it works better on my computer. So my tablet likes to act up way too much. It's actually a lot more pleasant doing it on my computer than on my tablet, now that I can zoom. No, I'm actually I used key mapping. Go down here to the key icon, and I'm able to map it here with you go to the pencil, and you can choose what you want to key map it to. So I'm using 9 and 0. Because control plus wheel didn't work for me, so I key mapped it myself. Eat die, eat die, eat die. 53 minutes. 7 more minutes, we'll see if that thing will proc properly. And my Android files are still trying to copy. Well, mine works it does it by stages, as you can see, but I have complete control. It works every time I press the button. Zoom, zoom, zoom. And zoom, zoom, zoom. Hey, did it finish copying the Android files that quickly? Nope, it's empty. Of course it is. I just cannot get this thing to copy anything off my Android. And I finally copied the... I finally copied the Bethesda folder. Alright, let's see here. If I switch over to the Explorer, can I... I don't want to create a new file. I suppose I can do this, can I? See, this is the thing is, now that I've got my Vault, let me switch over to Modder Capture. Just not sure how to get it into BlueStacks. Hey look, 111. Well, as I was just explaining, DG, it actually gets you better return on investment if you have two 2x med bays or science labs, because a 2x2 next to a 2x2, or just any 2x2 in general, will get you 6 stim packs as opposed to a 3x3 and a 1, which will get you 4 stim packs. Shared folder. Okay, let me take a look at that. Media drive. BlueStacks. BlueStacks. User data. Aired folder. It actually shows it in there, Vault 2. So I'd have to actually move it from shared folder into the Bethesda folder. Uh-oh. Don't want anyone dying on me. Turn on Modder Capture. I tried dragging and dropping, and I guess it automatically saved it in here, as you can see. So I just have to move it from there into the Bethesda.com folder. let's switch over to Explorer. I am not seeing it. Root SD card Windows, alright. There's Windows. There's a shared folder. Alright. Dang it. And I want to do a copy. And Fallout Shelter. Files. And I actually want to do a paste. Copy here. He's been out for an hour and 4 minutes. Has it actually procced the objective? It has procced the objective. Alright, so let us log out to main menu. There we go, folks. Vault 911. Shall we take a quick look? My zoom keys still work. I need to get some more people with water training dispersed. Put you all in there. Michael, you two are still training up, aren't you? There we go. That should do it. But why were we at a dearth? A little bit of radiation. See how Grumpy is doing. Still got 9 stim packs left out of the original 25 that he had. And he's coming home with all of this stuff. Wait for the water to proc. Then we'll pop back over to Vault Zero. Throw one of you into the other vault. Let you two continue to train up. Now, I have so many Radaways, it doesn't really matter to me. I mean, look, I've maxed out my Radaways. That's mainly because I have 4 people with like 10 intelligence. Give it a few seconds for these two to proc, so we can take care of our water deficiency. So much power. So much power. Actually, while we're in here, we might as well. Let's see, collect. Well, those will all proc on their own. But as long as we're in here, let's collect the little box. Okay. He is not a unique dweller, though, is he? No, I want to go to the Vault Tech. Nope, he's not a named dweller. Not a unique dweller. And you have 9, so let's put you back down here for training. Here, our first line of defense will give you the Rusty Plasma. Anyone not have a weapon that's of decent quality? You have too good a weapon. That should be in the hands of someone further up my vault. We'll have to deal with the first assaults. Will you let me click on the people? He's got his flamethrower. Butt hurt. Let's give you something better than that. Is that a BB gun? Nope, it's a lever action. Should be good enough. And this is a new unique character. Or rather, it's a generic character. And let's see. Speaking of, do we have DG in this vault? They did give us some useful tips on how to import characters, but I don't believe we have Antarctic Cat, Butthurt Morgan, Christian Hale. You're a generic. Why do you not have the generic marker on you? Alrighty. Does anyone in here you find of interest, DG? We will give you an NPC. I believe all my rooms are fully upgraded. Except for this, of course. Like all my production rooms. And that, of course, that's like 6K. While we are here, we want to build in a... where is it? Fitness room. What do we have a surplus of? We have a surplus of power. I'll throw you in there for some endurance training. Throw you in there for some endurance training. And I'll throw you in there for some perception training. Hopefully I won't overstretch my vault, but that should do it. And you are incredibly strong. Not very agile. What is your agility? Your agility is 4. I'm gonna, if I can click on you, throw you into the agility training room. Get up to 5. Let him get down to the training room. Now let's see. We'll throw you into the training room as well for some agility training. Use that space maximum. Of course, my general... I've mentioned this before for Vault 911. My general philosophy is to have everyone have a baseline of 5 in all stats and a 10 in their room stat. That's why I am putting even my strength trainers into here. Give them all a baseline of 5. Should do fine with water, it looks like. I don't think we're going to run out of water. We are pretty close to the edge, but we do have 26 coming in and another 26 coming in about 30 seconds. Wait for that to proc, and then we'll switch back over to Vault 0. Alrighty. Well, the only problem with having 10 endurance and 10 luck on top of your room stat is that it tends to confuse the Vault Dweller, so they won't have maximum happiness unless you've got like a really good room suit on them. And right now, I don't have like dedicated room suits. I don't have like soldier attire, stuff that gives them +3 in their room stat. Hey Grumpy, we were just checking in on you on Vault 911 on my BlueStacks system. Yes, I've managed to import my tablet save onto my computer. Now we're popping back into Vault 0. So there's Grumpy, and he is found in the interim while we were checking out our save transfer. A piece of combat armor. $2,000 food. Collect 2,000 food. Did I rush it? 23%? Done now. Poor Vault 0 looks so small. I actually have a screenshot of the first time we sent Grumpy out. And he was complaining seconds out the door. But it's just so amusing. Wasteland expedition started. Starting to regret coming out here. Legs are cramping, but I must go on. Like seconds out of the vault. I don't think coming out here was a good idea. Legs are cramping. Must go on. Now, I downloaded an app called Paladin, or iPadian. Give it up, rad roaches. Seriously. You have a pretty boss vault at the moment. What I want to know is why it's taking so damn long for the kitchen crew to take out a rad roach. Granted, they're punching the rad roaches, but still. Also, Grumpy, you have some kids now. Let me check my genealogy chart here. Yes, Grumpy and Angela Scott had a child named Brian Scott. Virginia Perry and Grumpy had a child named Ruth. Who... Yep, Ruth Perry died earlier today. Raider attack. Did Grumpy have any other children? Nope. Just those two, and one of them died. Well, technically you can click on a room and get the health status of everybody. The only problem is, when you click on the clipboard and bring up this, it goes over to this so you can swap them out. It doesn't actually make it easy for you to easily just select them. Hey, I tried to heal your children. It's just, you know, the Raiders are faster. And you have one child that's alive, Grumpy. That's better than half the population of Vault 911, which has lost, what, 14 people? Out of a population of about 30, stably. So, we would have a population of around 45 in Vault 911, but we've lost about a third of the population. Half of that third all in one go, because in one go we lost to, I think it was, mole rats. And they took out 7 dwellers. But look at it this way. Even though you've got less gear and stats than 911 Grumpy, at least 911 Grumpy is safer. I mean, at least this Grumpy is safer. Hey look, you found the sawed-off shotgun. Alright, so hopefully in the next 30 minutes it'll proc this and finally clear it. This one's been kind of buggy. Yeah, I like that fact that if I send a dweller out, if he finds something better, he will equip it. Liar! Liar! Room on fire! Well, to be fair, it has a higher range of 18 over a static 17. what to upgrade next? Our power little facilities are fully upgraded. I suppose theoretically I should expand the power systems out just so. Get a little bit better power generation. I'm going to need to get more caps though to fully upgrade this one to match this one. I suppose for now I throw you in there. That way we're producing more power. So eventually the two rooms get merged. Hey look, Grumpy killed a Yao Guai. Well, as you can see, I'm not too worried about it because I can manage my power early on. Because you know, our population really isn't growing. So I'm just, you know, kiting out all of my facilities to maximum efficiency. Technically, this isn't fully upgraded either. It's just upgraded once. Nor is this. In fact, the only one that's fully upgraded is this one X room. Everything else is upgraded only once. I can still upgrade them further. That one isn't even upgraded once. Well, I figure by the time we actually get those guys showing up, we'll probably be a much stronger vault. But I suppose at level 20 you're supposed to start getting mole rats. So we may have to start worrying about it. Nah. I don't like to do rushing with percentages over like 15% because I have horrible luck. But the one-size rooms, if an incident breaks out, it's pretty easy to control in a one-size room. We still haven't even unlocked the weight room. We have unlocked practically nothing. The highest ranked thing we have unlocked is the radio studio. We got 24 Radaways. You know what? I'm going to assign a couple of you down here. At least one of you. At least get our production up a bit on Radaways. Since we are making so many stim packs now. Wonder how long I can keep Grumpy out in the wasteland. Because he hasn't even touched his stim packs. I think I sent him out with 7. Be nice if I could send him out for a few hours. So we can certainly use the type of loot you get after a few hours in the wasteland. This one is what I keep waiting on. Because it wasn't procking yesterday. And I'm hoping it'll proc today, because it partially procced. "21 more minutes, I hope. Otherwise, then we're going to have an issue if it's never going to proc. I'm going to have to definitely find a way of canceling it. But of course, you can only cancel one objective a day. If you have like buggy objectives or objectives that are uncompletable, you basically are screwed. And that's been our biggest problem. Fallout 4 should have a Fallout Shelter minigame within the game itself. You know, it probably wouldn't be that hard to incorporate. I mean, the devs, God Howard, did say that the entire reason that you can make the little Vault Boy appear on the panels and do all the pyrotechnics is because since Fallout is a sci-fi game, they can actually use the in-game terminals to actually allow you to do scripting in-game within the actual game itself. So I could easily see some intrepid modder, possibly even myself, it'll depend after we get Fallout 4 and take a look at the system, being able to put like an Android emulator within Fallout 4. Because Lord knows, I have seen people put a Doom emulator inside of Doom. That's right, you can go to a computer console in Doom and play Doom in Doom. I can easily see people being able to do Fallout Shelter inside of Fallout 4. They'll have the Boston Savior, or whatever we're calling the guy for Fallout 4. Yeah, no. When I saw Doom 4 at the Bethesda conference, I'm like, more of the same? Really, I'm not impressed. For a second there, I thought this was Grumpy's health meter. I'm like, oh shit, he better be using those stim packs. He died, he died, he died. He died, he died, he died. This one's gonna take forever too. I'm hoping once the exploration one procs, we won't get another uncompletable objective. So those are starting to get on my nerves. Got a high perception. You're pretty middle of the road. See, I'm tempted to just end the stream here, but like I said, I'm worried about it not procking the other half unless I'm here to actually, unless I'm actually here when it happens. It's kind of annoying. Life just couldn't get any better. Enter the Rad Roaches. You had to tempt fate, didn't you, Virginia? Will you two actually fight the damn Rad Roach? Seriously. If you guys get killed by Rad Roach, I'm not even giving you stim packs for that, because that's kind of ridiculous. I'll give you stim packs after you kill the one Rad Roach. Seriously, you're going to die to a Rad Roach. Fine, I'll give you a stim pack. I'm too nice of an overseer to let you die. Well, that's just the thing, is the problem is that in my previous run, it actually did count 1 hour, and then when I came back, But when I, you know, it had actually procced to this 1 hour mark previously, and then when I came back later, it was back to 0. So that's my big worry, is that if I leave the game, it will reset it, as it has already done it before. It's only 12 more minutes. And I'm willing to do it for a 2-hour equation, but if for each one of those parts where it says, have a dweller exploring the wasteland for 6 hours, I'm not sitting in front of this computer for 6 hours watching Fallout Shelter. That ain't happening, people. Hopefully I'm not going to get into any, hopefully it's not something I'm going to have a constant problem with. As you can see, I switched back to my old headset. Right now the headphones are actually working pretty well, but the microphone's always been good on this, but the headphones are kind of shoddy. Sometimes they just give out, which is why I started looking into getting replacements. But seeing as none of my replacements actually have a good mic, I'm just going to stick with this one, and probably in most cases it'll be running like this. And I'll have an earpiece in so I can actually get proper audio. But right now the headset seems to be working just fine. Yeah, I am trying to find a replacement, but I have not had any luck. So right now I'm sticking with my old one. Took it out of the trash. I have an entire section of my house reserved for electronic junk, because every couple of months I take it over to electronic recycling. So I just stack them into a box, so that when I go to electronic recycling, I can just dump the box into the electronic recycling. So this was just, in the box. I had to dig it out. I'm gonna have to still get a replacement for it, because it's not a long-term solution. Ten more minutes, Grumpy. 10 more minutes. I hope. You know how this game is. They'll probably want a couple more minutes after the 2-hour mark, just to be sure. And it procs. It's going to be annoying. $250 caps to build another power generator. Sure. Just need 6 more caps. Have we maxed out? On Syntax? No, we have not. So I just wanted to make sure. We'll throw you down there so we can start getting more Radaways produced. One thing I've not been able to get confirmation on, does Mr. Handy collect level ups as well? Kind of cool if you could collect level ups as well as stat ups, because if he does it automatically even when you're offline, that would mean that I wouldn't have to constantly check in on my guys. I could just check in like once a day, especially because when you have like things where it's chain, like it'll take 1 hour for this level, 1 hour for the next level, 1 hour for the next level. It'd be kind of nice if you could automate that, but yeah, he still fights fires, rad roaches, mole rats, death claws, and collects resources, so he's not a bad investment all around. Raiders! Raiders! Woohoo! Well, he should, since those are standard collections, you know? It'd be weird if he didn't collect them, since those are resources that you have to tap. Silly Raider, you thought you could take on my vault. Of course, if that Raider was a little bit tougher, he probably would have been able to kill my vault. Yeesh, that was a tough fight. That was some fight. Nexus Mod Manager for Fallout Shelter. Raiders drop loot. Mr. Handy, upgrade to Mr. Gutsy. Deathclaw Pals. Acquire dog meat in a lunchbox, yeah. I imagine that if you were to be able to mod at Fallout Shelter, your big limitation would be that you couldn't just add random dwellers and whatnot. You'd have to make it something that spawns in a lunchbox. Hey Charlie, 2101. We've been streaming Fallout Shelter for close to 2 hours now. I'm trying to hit the 2 hour mark on this Exploring Wasteland one, because I've been having bugs with it in the past, where it'll go to 1 and then it won't actually go to 2 and complete. So I've been sitting here for 2 hours so it'll complete. And just a little while ago, we actually did a little bit of tinkering around to transfer saves from my tablet to my Windows machine. So the infamous Vault 911 is actually available on BlueStacks now. That's true. You could probably put a Mr. Handy as a wasteland treasure. It's certainly a fun idea to be able to mod Fallout Shelter. But considering how it's built, you would definitely need mod tools for that. It's not something you can really just dive into the code unless you know assembly, like some of us do. I mean, I'm not saying anything, but I am taking assembly programming and my class is at 2 o'clock today. Just saying. Very cool, Charlie. Well, our general rule here at Vault 0 and 911 is that if you are here during the actual live stream, you get to pick any one of these people with a star next to their name, and they will become you. So, is there any of these dwellers that strikes a fancy with you? And we will rename them to you. One more minute, Grumpy. One more minute. Finally. What has it been replaced with? What impossible goal has that been replaced with? Collect 500 power. We can do that. We can definitely do that. And Grumpy's still going strong out there, so I'll leave him out there to collect more loot. Well, you know, you could probably also use PayPal for it. I don't know. Well, yeah, you could use PayPal because PayPal gives you a credit card. So, if you have a PayPal account, you can always do it that way if you really want a Mr. Handy. Alright, so we have completed that goal. Hey, Corson Cat Dude. You just caught us as we were logging out of Vault 0. But since you are here in time, standard rules apply. If any of these people strike a fancy with you, and you were here during the live stream, you may claim them as your own. They have to have a star next to their name, because obviously DG and Grumpy are actual viewers. You don't need to be a subscriber, you don't need to be a patron, though that would always be nice. Just have to be here during the live stream and in the chat, and you shall get a Vault patron of your own. However, it should be noted, we are playing Dead is Dead, so if you're skilled, well, Ruth Perry can tell you all about what it's like to be dead. And removed from the vault. Yeah, I'm aware of that, but I only have one guy exploring. Grumpy. Well, one of the main reasons that we're going with the Dead is Dead rule, aside from the fact that Gopher is doing the Dead is Dead rule, I have played Fallout 3, I have modded Fallout 3, I have modded Fallout New Vegas, I have modded Tale of Two Wastelands, which allows you to play Fallout 3 in New Vegas, and I have modded Skyrim. In fact, I have mods up on the Nexus for Tale of Two Wastelands, Fallout 3, and Skyrim. So Charlie and Corson Cat Dude, do any of these dwellers strike your fancy, and I will rename them before we switch over to take a quick look at Vault 911 before going offline. Well then, Charlie, I guess I'll have to pick one at random. Let's see. Did you say you die a lot, Charlie? Let's give you a safe job. We'll put you as our lovely charisma guy. We make sure that Harold Brown hasn't had any children, so I'll have to make a note of that. So I do keep a genealogy chart and obits. Nope, Harold Brown is the child of Madison Brown and Jesse Adams. I do not have a Mr. Handy. Yeah, I'm also emulating this. This is on BlueStacks emulator. And we have Corsten Cat Dude. Does anyone strike your fancy, Corsten? Well, depending on how well your dwellers are kitted out, I've had them going for over a day. Here, let me show you I'll show you my more advanced vault, the one that was originally on my tablet, which I just moved here to my BlueStacks. So let's see. Let's give Corsten somebody interesting. I'm gonna give you the guy with this sweet stash. Brandon Ward. Corson Cat Dude. Alrighty. I wonder if I just rushed these 4 rooms, would I be able to complete that objective? Since they're pretty small, any incident that happens wouldn't be too terribly bad. Just chain rush. Well, expanding too fast isn't going to really be a problem with us since we basically have no supplies. Kind of hard to expand too fast when you have, like, no weapons. So basically our expansion speed is determined by how fast Grumpy can gather supplies from the wasteland. Those are all just asking for failure. It does take a lot of patience. The one I had on my phone was a dead vault, and I managed to revive it. It takes a lot of patience, but it is doable. But if you're playing Dead is Dead, well then you can't revive it, can you? I picked up a new radiation suit. But Grumpy should be fine for a few hours. And a quick look back at Vault 911. here's Grumpy. He's got 8 stim packs left. And he's got all of this lovely, lovely stuff. You go help put out the fires, you lazy bums. Endurance is at 5. I'm training their endurance up to 5. Nope. I need to pop you out just yet. Look at you. No. And you. Nope. And you. Nope. Pull down the agility room. No. Is it just me or does Noah look like Flanders? Damn you, Flanders! It was interesting seeing how deep they let you build the vault. Stupid Flanderses. Well, there we go. Anyway. Finding a Deathclaw, I must have been out of my mind. I've got to run. Suffered 8 damage. Got to 0 points of radiation damage. Observed a deadly Deathclaw. I sense danger everywhere. Yes, mole rats come from the dirt, so if a room is touching the dirt, that's where the mole rats are coming through. Which means, like, for example, on this vault, I could theoretically have mole rats in these 2 rooms here. Or this room, this room, this room, this room, or this room, but none of the other rooms. Well, obviously these rooms as well. But basically it means that all of these rooms are safe from mole rats. Anyway, I have been streaming for 2 hours, almost 2 hours and 20 minutes, so I'm going to take a break, folks. I'll see you all in the future. And yes, I'll be uploading this to my boob tube later. So if you want to watch this from the beginning, you may.